So now in scikit-learn, we have several functions available for making linear discriminants, linear models. So at first, we have what we call linear discriminant analysis. So this is a parametric method that is generating linear discriminants. You know, the case where we assume Gaussian distributions for the as distribution of the samples for each class, but with a shared covariance matrix. We also have a linear regression. So basically, it is making a least square linear regression model. So this is kind of simple. And if we want to use that, for example, for classification, it is possible to use it with that model. But basically, that's the linear regression stuff that we saw 3 weeks ago. With the parametric methods, this is the same kind of model, but yeah, available in scikit-learn with that function. We can also make use of ridge regression. So the fact of optimizing with least square plus L2 regularization, you know, where we try to minimize the sum of the squared weight values. So this is available with in the function ridge. And likewise, we have the lasso. It is time with L1 regularization. So this is an implementation available that is allow us somehow to disable many weights and so many variables that are deemed not useful for our tasks. So this is a good thing to use if we know that we have many variables that may be disabled if we want to simplify our model, which may help in terms of generalization. We also have the logistic regression, you know, the model we saw this week where we try to estimate the posterior of C1 using some kind of linear modeling over a sigmoid function. So logistic regression is also implemented in scikit-learn. And we have also the one with the perceptron criterion, you know, the first one, which is not behaving very well for non-linearly separable data, but that is kind of a classical, an historical model that we saw this week. Also, there is stochastic gradient descent approaches implemented as SGD classifier. We also have a regression model, which is called SGD regressor. So these models are trained by stochastic gradient descent. Like I said, this is really interesting for dealing with huge data sets because these ones are really made able to deal well with such big data set. Also, in terms of managing multiple classes in scikit-learn, we have this out of the box. You know, we saw this separately in our presentation, but usually the mappings, the models in scikit-learn are able to learn that well. But we have different, you know, when we want to deal with specific models or we want to have some kind of different approaches of what is implemented by default in the scikit-learn models. We have what we call the one versus rest classifier, which is basically the one versus all approach. So training one classifier on each class, we try to discriminate that class from the others. We also have the one versus one, where we are going in pairs. You know, we try to figure out every pairs of classifiers of classes and one classifier per pair, and then dealing with this. We also have error code output code classifiers. So these things are based on error code correction codes, which will be seen in the ensemble methods week presentation, which will come in the second half of the semester. That's it. You have a lot of things available in scikit-learn to have a lot of fun dealing with linear models. Thank you.